Okay, hello everybody. Getting on this side of the camera is a little more difficult than being on the other side of the camera. This video is really for a guy that I work with who enjoys some of the venison dishes that I make and bring in to share. First thing, you don't know, people that know me, they know me, but if you don't know me, I'm a teacher. This shirt's from way back, 07. I don't want to close forever. My voice might sound funny sometimes, or does sound funny, because I have a paralyzed vocal cord. So if you hear me breathing heavy on the camera sometimes, walking in the woods, whatever, paralyzed vocal cord, so like half of my breathing is covered. So we're here tonight, not about me, but really about making venison jerky. This recipe comes off of YouTube, and I don't remember the guy who did it. I was trying to figure out how to make some jerky because I really got back in hunting a couple of years ago. I wanted to make some jerky. Now this recipe is kind of my own because I kind of took his and then fiddled with it, and hopefully I made it better. So let's get into it. And I'll bring you in close on the recipe in a minute. I'll put the full recipe in the description. Oh, we're gonna have some soy sauce, some teriyaki sauce, some Worcestershire, garlic salt, garlic, onion powder, said black pepper. I use fresh ground pepper for the black pepper, yellow mustard seed, mustard powder, and cayenne pepper. Not too much, just enough. The hot stuff right here will come in a minute. And I do have Sunny D and apple cider vinegar. You see in the recipe it says orange juice. Well, sometimes I have orange juice on hand, sometimes I don't. One of my drinks has Sunny D in it, so I usually have this on hand. But if I use Sunny D, I put a quarter cup of apple cider vinegar in to kind of give it a little bit more acid, because Sunny D's kind of tame when it comes to acid. So let's take a look at the handwritten, old school recipe. And I had to correct that tonight just for you guys on video. I wrote black powder instead of black pepper, so I went in and put pepper in there. But it's there it is. And if you have a smoker, you don't need the liquid smoke. And I always used liquid smoke very sparingly when I was doing this in just a dehydrator, which I thoroughly enjoy as well as the smoker. But skip the liquid smoke if you have a smoker. That knife, that's actually, funny story, but it's kind of neat. I love a good quality knife. Cutco, and man, Cutco, Oster, who else? Lowry's. They should all give me a sponsor. Sticking them in. Oh, can't forget about Old Bay hot sauce. That's coming in too next. But where was I? Quality knife. This knife, little cheap, little stainless steel knife, the Dollar Tree. It used to be $1, now it's $1.25, but it takes a sharpening. I mean, that knife is sharp. I do use my Cutco sharpener to get it to where I need it, but $1.25, and it holds a sharpening pretty well. Little tip there for you. Decent knife, well sharpened, stainless steel, $1.25. All right, enough about knives. Let's get into the making of the what am I looking for? I guess the brine or the soak. Well, we're gonna put it in overnight to give it that delicious flavor. All right, let's get you back over here. Set up again. All right, I know you don't want to watch me make this stuff, so I'm gonna make it, get it together, and then right as I'm pouring it into the meat, I'll come back on and talk a little more, and we'll see what happens at the end. See you in a minute. Okay, we're back. So I'm a work in progress right now, but I never brought you over and flipped over the recipe to show you what I was going to show you. So this was it over here, and at the bottom it says There we go. At the bottom it says 3 to 4 tablespoons hot sauce. You know, whatever hot sauce you like, whatever, you know, is your flavor. But then now I kind of made it my own. I wanted to make it hot one time. So I put 9 tablespoons of Old Bay in it, a tablespoon of black pepper, and a tablespoon of cayenne. And about to put the tablespoon of cayenne in right now. She's right there. But it's not hot. I mean, it's like a little teeny bit, you know, just like a little teeny bit of heat. But you couldn't even say it's hot. And everybody that eats it is like, man, this stuff's good. So I'm going to make some hot too. Once I get all this together, I'm going to show you now. So got a little buddy hiding back here in the corner. Got some Dave's Carolina Reaper. And that's hot. I know it's not the hottest, but boy, it's hot. And I bought it as like just a gag. A buddy of mine comes over and, you know, let's do a hot sauce challenge. Whew. Just a tip of a toothpick and your mouth's on fire. But I found if I put a 1/4 teaspoon into some jerky solution, it's good. And it's hot, but you can eat it. So some of this jerky is gonna be the hot. I'll get into that. Funny story. The whole reason I'm doing it tonight is because I inadvertently defrosted some deer meat yesterday by accident. Took some out, I guess the night before, to make yesterday. No, I guess it was brining overnight, so it was the day before that. But some deer meat never made it in the batch. I wasn't going to refreeze it. So I figured, why not make some more jerky? So that's really why we're doing this video tonight, right after I made jerky yesterday. I wasn't planning on doing it so quickly. So let's pause for now and we'll come back in a second. Okay, for some reason I just got a brand new thing, like this week when we did our order. Got a brand new thing of cayenne pepper. It's a good thing. This one's empty. Ran out. I only had about half a tablespoon. So that was good timing. But there it all is. It's all, and I use that big bowl because I like to really, really mix it really well before I put it on the meat. So, where's that? Go into the clean dishwasher. Little bigs. I can feel that brown sugar in the bottom. Not close to being dissolved yet. And I'll just mix this till probably, man, that was mixed a while ago. But I really like to make sure all those ingredients really get dissolved and mixed as best as possible. And I guess I could use a whipper or something, but I use a big fork. So I'm gonna continue whipping and clean this mess up a little bit, and then we'll get the meat out. Okay, I got the deer meat out. I'm gonna get it separated into two batches. I want to say something about the recipe. So there's the deer meat right there, all cut up, ready to go. And it's actually 2 back straps, a couple roasts. It's gonna be some good jerky. But take a look at the recipe again. And I did this by accident last night, 2 nights ago, whenever I made it, 2 days ago. But 1 cup of soy, 1 cup of Worcestershire, and I usually do soy or I do teriyaki. And then it's either soy jerky or kind of teriyaki based jerky. Well, last night, I put them both in. I did a cup of soy, a cup of teriyaki, and a cup of Worcestershire, and of course a cup of orange juice. I went through the rest of the recipe. And that stuff turned out good. So I kind of made an alteration to the recipe a little bit by accident. So it's kind of neat. It's like, start off with a basic recipe, get your flavor, and then you can tweak that recipe any which way you want to kind of bring out the flavors you really want. But the teriyaki soy mix is pretty good. I don't know if I'm going to do it every time, but it's going to be the last batch I made and this batch. Let me get this meat divided up. Now, the deer meat that I defrosted inadvertently was from last year, so it wasn't quite a year old. And the first batch I just made was fresh. I mean, I've got a couple deer archery bow season. I mean, you might have seen a couple videos on the channel. But this deer is from last year, and it's kind of worked out perfectly. Get rid of last year's deer so I can replenish the freezer with this year's deer. I'm just going to whip this up a teeny bit more. I got the deer meat divided. I'm not going to make as much hot as I am regular. My boys don't appreciate the hot, and it's funny. They'll either like eat a lot of the jerky. I bring some in to my friends in school, and they're like eating jerky. And other times they're like, I got a piece, and then that's it. Most recently, my youngest, we're driving in the car, and I brought a little jerky in the car, I don't know, like a month ago. And he's got another piece. Got another piece. Before I know it, he almost ate the whole bag of jerky, and Daddy got like 2 pieces. That's okay. So I'm just gonna put this in here. I'm trying to see if I need to make another batch of solution, or if I can get away with the heavy duty solution with that extra cup of teriyaki. Let's see. Once I mix this up, I'm gonna get in there with my hand and make sure all the meat has been saturated in that solution. That's almost good enough. And that leaves me with, it's gonna be close. Probably gonna make a half a batch to top that off and to top off the hot, not another whole batch. So let's do that. Boy, I hope that whole video isn't on time warp. I just looked at my phone and it said, I hope it said time warp when I turned it on, and I made it sled it over. Otherwise it's gonna be fast forward, just gonna get the recipe and none of my endless talking. But Walmart should give me some product or a sponsorship too. Dave's maybe too, but anyway. This stuff is hot. I tasted a teeny tip of the toothpick just to how was it? It's hard to explain. Just that little teeny bit on that toothpick. The fire that's kind of in your mouth. But I wanted this on video. So when I offer some of this jerky to some friends of mine, they'll know exactly how much of this I put in. It's not real loose stuff, so I'll make sure I'm not lying to them. That was close. Almost went super extra. That's 1/4 teaspoon. That's all I did last time. 1/4 teaspoon, and it got some heat on the jerky for sure. But I think I had a lot less solution to put it in. So I'm not going to quite do 2. I'm going to do 1. It's going to all come at once again. No. That was a little bit. That's a little more. That's all I'm doing. I don't want to. Well, just teensy bit more. Get out of there. All right, that's it. I'm not putting that whole thing in there. I'll have to let you know how that turns out. It's going to be a little spicier and warmer than the last batch, but I'm hoping it's not going to be too spicy, and it's actually going to be just heat and add to the flavor. I'll see you when it comes out of the smoker. Thanks. Okay, let's get some meat on the screens. Just turned on the Pit Boss XL series. Just warming up the 160. Now, I'm going to fit these really tight on here because I want to do one cook, one smoke, because it's already going to be 3 o'clock and then probably won't be done until around 8 o'clock, and it's not something I want to be doing on a school night to the wee hours of the morning. So I'm going to try and get this meat. I'm going to try to put the big ones on this this screen for the bottom rack, because on my smoker it seems that the bottom is definitely a little hotter and the one side is a little hotter too, so I'm gonna let that thicker stuff take some of the heat. So we're trying to finish about the same time. Put some smaller ones over here. I'm gonna keep filling these screens, and then I'll see you guys out at the smoker. So let me try my hands, turn off the camera. And that was about a day and a half, 2 days of marinade. Okay, here we are out of the Pit Boss Pro Series. Struggling a little bit to get up the heat here in Maryland. Cold November evening, late afternoon anyway. I'll go ahead and get the meat on. It's a little cool. Maybe I'll get a little smokier flavor. Smoking a little bit longer. It's okay. So this is all that soy teriyaki solution jerky. Now I'll put my hot second level. Might get a few drips down on that next level. It's not too spicy for somebody if I end up giving some away. Should be just right. So we're gonna close her up. Can't cook while it's open. Only about 120, 125 right now. Got to get up to 160, about 4 or 5 hours. That'll be done. Deer jerky, you gotta love it. All right, here we are back out at the smoker. I think she's got to be done. It's been about 5 hours. It's all told. Let's give that a shot. It's a small piece, so it should be definitely drying out now. Honestly, must be. I think you could use a little bit longer. This cold weather is really. Oh, see that bottom rack? That's pretty good. It's almost done. It's barely even hot. I'm gonna leave it in there another half hour. I'm actually gonna crank it up to 170. One more half hour, she'll be done. See ya. Okay, it's gotta be done because it's another half hour. I put it up to 170. I guess it's cold. See my breath. Cold weather's making me smoke longer. I've been smoking for a long time, but I just gotta keep remembering that this cold weather gotta adjust to our smoke time. So I'm gonna open it up and see, but I'm pretty sure 1000% done. You can see I'm done. I'm in my jammies. I'm ready to go to sleep. I went hunting tonight too for a little bit, and I didn't see any deer, but I saw something that was amazing, and it's gonna be at an upcoming video about what's really eating your apples. It's just not the deer. Let me check this jerky. Oh yeah. She's done. See you guys next time.